There's a lot of crap happening in the world right now. Just a lot. And there's so much that I could talk about. There's so much that I could just sit here and meh, 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 meh. And I will eventually. I'll get to some of it eventually, I'm sure. But for right now, I feel like my soul needs just some mindless banter. So some mindless talk, some mindless fun. And that's what we're going to try to have with this video. Some mindless fun. And when I think of mindless things, one of the first things I think of is, of course, professional wrestling. It's what you watch when you don't want to think about anything else. It's just like professional sports. And I know some people out there, they take sports really, really seriously, and I've never thought they've had any reason to because they're watching a game. Maybe the people who have money on the line have a reason to be, sure, but like, I don't care how many of your daddies are playing baseball or how many of your friends are playing baseball or how immersed you are in the lifestyle. These are sports, these are games, these are distractions. And one of the ultimate distractions is professional wrestling. And that's why I've been a big fan of it for so long. It's just always been really mindless fun. And I've always defended it. You know, people who come in and say that, it's not skillful. I've made videos where I've said it's tougher than UFC because it is. And people think that that kind of speech is controversial for some reason, but UFC fighters aren't on the road 200 whatever days per year taking consistent bumps and damage to their body. Blah, blah, blah. So we're going to talk about wrestling, or I'm going to talk about wrestling, and there was a big thing that happened in professional wrestling that seems to have transcended all media, and that is, of course, John Cena finally, he took off the white hat, and he's a bad guy now, apparently, and they're allowed to do that because the consensus seems to be it could only happen if Vince McMahon was out of the picture, and he is. And I want to talk about that a little bit because I've never liked that whole reason that was given for why they never turned Cena heel, because if they turn him heel, they're going to make less money on merchandise revenue, and that's true. They would make less money on merchandise revenue. But I've always thought that, John Cena's John Cena. He's going to move merchandise one way or the other. Whether he's babyface, blue, or nuclear heel, red, steam coming from his ears, he's going to move merchandise because he's John Cena. Wrestling fans buy merchandise. I see people wearing heel shirts and merchandise quite frequently when I turn on. Well, I know AEW and WWE crowds are a little bit different, but whatever. He would still move merchandise, and only somebody who is really obsessed with sucking up every last dime possible, Vince McMahon, would protect this babyface cash cow. And it also says more about Vince McMahon and his inability to create stars, if you ask me, than it does about John Cena or anything else. Because think about it. They could turn Cena heel, and then some other babyface could make up whatever revenue he loses from all the little kids who no longer have his t-shirts to wipe their noses on. He never had that backup cash cow. He had babyfaces that would sell merchandise, but not like Cena. And if McMahon is as much of a genius as everybody seems to think he, or at least like the most ardent fanboys seem to think that he is or was, you'd think that he probably could have found a solution to that problem. But no, he just wanted to keep this stale, bland character, have him running out there and saving the day and overcoming the odds again and again and again and again for the merchandise revenue. So I think it says more about Vince than it does about anything else. But they did it. It's out of the way, and it was pretty well done. I think it would have been, I'm not a big fan of The Rock. Not even when The Rock before he became a movie star. I've just never. He's not boring. You can't ever say that a person like The Rock is boring, of course, but I've just never liked that style of wrestler. Never liked that style of promo. The pomp and the arrogance, and that's just never been my sort of thing. I've always been more of like a CM Punk heel type guy, or a Steve Austin tweener heel kind of guy. And if a wrestler is, braggadocious and really full of themselves, I've never liked it to be in like the flashy sort of way, Maybe that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But like Chris Jericho, his heel run between, what was it, like 2008 and 2010 or whatever, when he always came out in the suits. Like, that's the kind of heel that I like. Never liked Rock. Definitely didn't like him as a babyface either. But he had to be involved, and I guess that added more allure to the whole thing, and there's going to be something behind that. There are already people throwing out their theories as to what the two fingers meant, because he put up three at one point, and I don't know anything about that. I haven't paid attention to WWE in very, very long, and this is the one thing that could make me pay attention. A Cena heel turn. Like, absolutely. What I like about it, other than what happened itself, and the other thing is Travis Scott, why did he have to be there? What was the point? Okay, that they're going for crossover appeal. Like, and this is another thing. All right, you want a celebrity to get other eyeballs on the product, and that's what WWE has always done. That's what any entertainment product does. You pull people from other entertainment industries and get people looking. You've got The Rock and John fucking Cena in the ring. You don't need any other celebrity to get people interested. It's The Rock. It's Cena. They're movie stars. They're beyond pro wrestling now. But whatever. Let's just have this guy in there for whatever fucking. I still don't understand. He didn't need to be in there. But whatever. But what I do like beyond that is that they're really letting this marinate on people's brains, because Cena didn't come out there the next night or whatever on Raw and give his reasons. Give his long speech or whatever. I think the next time he's going to show up, what's the date today? I think there's still like another 9 or 10 days before he's on TV again. So they're really letting this kind of sink in and letting people do their theorizing and, what's going to happen next, and building that sort of suspense and that tension. And what I really liked even further than that is just the mic drop when he was at the press conference. Everyone's waiting, thinking that maybe there's going to be some big, here's the big reveal. He just drops the mic and walks away. Pretty cool stuff. I thought it was pretty cool stuff. I don't know what he's going to say when he speaks up for the first time. I don't even really want to think that much about it. Fantasy booking is something that I used to do a lot when I watched WWE, mostly because I was watching a pretty stale, boring product, and I needed to make it more fun by fantasy booking what's going to happen, what could happen, what do I want to happen. It's like there wasn't enough going on TV, especially, WWE between 2010 and 2016 was just... there was when Lesnar came back, and that was kind of interesting for a while, and even he got boring. So now I'm just kind of I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And I don't really know how you could drop the ball with this one unless it's really lame. I'm still thinking, because it's John Cena and because this is just so rare, that maybe, there's a tiny chance he's going to come out there and go, oh, I'm just playing. I beat you up because of this. Let's have a hug, buddy, old pal, Cody. But that would be more of a Vince kind of scenario, right? To pull that sort of trick. Right. So, I don't know. Maybe he's going to come out and say that I was so loyal to you fans, even the ones who hated me for so long, and I'm just so sick of wearing this face, and if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with all my frustrations of all these years of dealing with this shit. I came out and I wore the big corporate smile, and I don't want to do that for my last year or whatever of being a professional wrestler. I just want to be real. This is really who I am deep inside. There's the corporate John Cena, kind of like the Bray Wyatt Fiend thing. There's this one, and then there's this one. And of course, there's probably going to be new music, and there's probably going to be fewer hats and salutes and other lame things that we know and love John Cena for. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't think that there's a single soul on this planet who has ever considered themselves a fan of professional wrestling who saw that and went, ugh, how schmaltzy. Another pile of slop. Everyone's interested. Everyone's jaw was on the ground. If anyone tells you that their jaw was not on the ground, then it was probably wired shut or something, it's just, and also they're probably liars. So yeah, I finally have a reason to be interested in something somewhat long term from WWE, and that's exactly what they wanted. Congrats, you have my attention, but immediately after WrestleMania, unless something really huge happens, I'm going to go right back to not supporting a Saudi blood money machine. Because that's what it's been about mostly for all this time. The Saudi stuff, the crown jewel, and it just kind of makes my skin crawl. Just thinking about it, but no ethical consumption and all that stuff that they say. Um, yeah, that's all I really have to say. Is there anything else I could say about the heel turn? Probably, but I'm going to end this video here because I just want to. And I can commence thinking about just all the ways this world just, oh, God. Have a good day.